We know that you are the experts on your students and how best to support them. Nevertheless, this programme might be a little different to the way that you generally teach. In this video, we want to share with you a couple of points that research has shown lead to the greatest impact on body confidence, and also some insights that other teachers might have told us are useful when using these lesson plans. These lessons have the greatest impact when they are student-led, when they do the majority of the talking and have maximum opportunity to generate responses themselves. This helps students to invest in and engage with the concepts. The workshops have been carefully designed to help students to take the lead in processing and verbalising key concepts, so it's critical that students express their ideas through their own words and actions, either through verbalising their responses in discussion or completing the activity sheets provided. Although it might be tempting to direct the students towards the desired responses, research shows that these discussions are much more effective if the students get there themselves, with you acting as facilitator. Nevertheless, each lesson has a clear agenda, a specific learning outcomes, rather than being purely reflective or exploratory. This is because, in this programme, the key element for improving body confidence is that each student verbally challenges the appearance ideals and the pressures to conform to them, and that they voice this as much as possible. By doing this, it reduces the importance and focus on achieving narrow appearance ideals for themselves, leading to greater body acceptance and confidence. I find it very important to familiarise myself with the key outcomes and desired responses before the lessons, so I was clear about what I wanted the students to voice and learn. The workshops have been designed to use guided questioning and prompts in order to specifically help students to challenge appearance ideals and pressures and to elicit their verbal, written and behaviour challenges in a way that is most effective for improving their body image. Research shows that this is one of the most effective approaches for improving body confidence. Although participation by all class members is encouraged, in order to do this, we aren't suggesting that any student should be pressured into speaking in front of a class during discussions or activities. Let's have a look at an example of the guided discussion questions and desired responses in the workshop guide. In the second part of the single session workshop, students watch a short video demonstrating physical and digital manipulation in the process of creating an advertisement. You can see here that there are a number of questions to ask, such as, how does seeing these unrealistic changes make you feel? And why do you think it's unrealistic or unfair to compare the way you look or your friends to manipulated images of people you see in the professional media? The desired responses are that students should voice outrage at being misled and that it's unfair to compare to them because it's comparing things on two totally different levels or playing fields. Sometimes the discussion can stall and it's difficult to get the students to reach the desired response. In this situation, it's really tempting to move on, but in order for the programme to be really effective, you need to push on in order to reach the desired responses. There are some things that I and other facilitators have found to be useful in certain situations. If no one says anything, then you can repeat or rephrase the question and challenge students to think deeply about the topic. A bit of silence isn't always a bad thing as it can prompt someone to talk, so make sure you give students the space to do this. You may also like to divide students into pairs initially if they aren't comfortable speaking in front of the whole class, and then ask a couple of pairs to report back. Often, however, students will respond with things that aren't quite on track, so you will need to ask follow-up questions that help the student move in the right direction rather than just giving them the answer straight away. General prompts could include things like, that's one idea, can you think of any others? Or, what would be a different way of thinking about this? Or, what would you tell a friend in this situation? Or you can use different examples that might demonstrate the point. Often, however, you'll need to be specific in your follow-up questions. Using our previous example, after watching the video, a student might indicate they thought the video was good, or they like it because it was interesting, or it showed how things work behind the scenes, or even gave them tips on what they could do. Some follow-up questions could include things like, do you agree with what the advert makers have done? What do you think the makers were intending to do? Were they being honest? How do you feel when people aren't honest with you? Examples of follow-up questions about why it might be unfair to compare themselves to manipulated images could include, What would you and your friends need to make yourself look like this? Is this possible in real life? Why not? As another example, would it be fair to compare your football skills to pro player Wayne Rooney? Why not? How is this similar? We hope that this helps you to understand why the workshops have been designed in a particular way and provides you with a little extra boost to deliver them as intended.